if that's what you're getting at, I'm gonna tell you right now, broad strokes it'll take some time. But I would say basically, my question to you would be this: it will take time, but if you extract him, you can also probably strip what's left of the Emperor's Hope for parts. If you, I would say it will probably take a couple of hours, but that will also give you a bunch of spare mechanical bits that you might need if you find broken vehicles along the way.
If Alto pitches it that way, the Inquisitor would be on board.
Yeah,
if it was just let's do this because it might be nice for a robot, he would shoot the robot in the head. He wouldn't tell them that; he'd just do it. But this was a good pitch from Alto. Yes, he agrees.
I also feel like for Alto, you probably are just suggesting taking him.
It's just nice to have Acri along for the ride for Alto, but like he's the younger brother. He knows how to fucking like make a case and be like, please give me this stuff. Like,
but also, admittedly, like he's so rigged into this platform that in taking him out, even if that was your only goal, you would end up with all of these parts anyway. Like it's a little bit like if you try and take the battery out of a laptop and you have to like disassemble the entire laptop just to reach the fucking thing. Cause like, we put it under the keys, and you're like, okay, well, time to rip out some processors. I did this once; it was not fun. So yeah, I think it's like in your head you're very much making this case, but as you start to describe the process, Inquisitor, you see the like value in having these parts. Also knowing the state of technology in the sector, like the odds of you needing bits are high. So all right, so you spend the time disassembling. I certainly don't mean to stomp on the idea of being time conscious. I just also mentally can't track.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't need. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to keep track of it either. And I don't think that's terribly interesting. I think he's just like, is this going to be an hour, or are we going to be here 2 days while he's trying to take a guy apart?
It's going to take us 364 days. It'll be worth it.
Acri explodes over the help.
I think extract Acri, and he's like, well, what do you know? All the people you're trying to kill just arrived on this final day of the year. This exact location. I'm a transponder.
Yeah, so I think the Inquisitor might have a little bit of knowledge in terms of how to build a servo skull, because I think he was more heavily involved in the construction and handling of Eugene. Not that he knows a lot about all tech, but he's got a little bit of knowledge in this one version, so he would probably assist in, I mean, he'd know like a vehicle needs a power cell, but not a hell of a lot. However, he might be able to suggest ways we can get Acri into a smaller, more carryable package than trying to carry an entire desiccated corpse.
Yeah, I think what I'm going to pitch, because I also do want to sort of stay true to the idea of the inconvenience of this a little bit, is that you'll basically have to take skull, a bit of the spine, and the rib cage, because there's enough like life support's a strong term in the 40k universe, but there's enough like shit in his guts keeping him going that you kind of need that much. So think in the Guillermo del Toro Hellboy, like kind of having like a half guy slung over your shoulder kind of deal. But you can also like pack him in a bag. And I think with more time, I think basically we'll say that Valentine, this is you applying all the servo shit you know, but there's just a little too much guts right now. Later you'll be able to strip him down to like with a proper workshop, you could 100% turn him into a servo skull. It's just right now.
This is a speed hack job. Yeah,
it's a speed hack job, and also like he was sustained by an entire ship, so you kind of have to bring enough stuff to keep that going. The good news is though that this also means that if you were to rig him up to the Astroline starport vehicle that's across planet, he can assist with that. Like it means you won't be starting from scratch if you want to plug him into shit. Yeah.
Are you looking for rolls from us at all, or is it just?
So this one is going to be a bit of a higher roll, Tyler. So this will be tech use. I'm going to say 4 purple. I didn't roll for story points. One moment. I'm going to go ahead and say we're at 3 and 3 on story points. I'm going to spend 1 to upgrade one of those purples to a red. Acri's a pretty useful thing, so it behooves me as evil GM to make sure that useful things are slightly harder to get. That said, you've got assistance from Valentine, so that's 1 boost.
Yep.
You've got your 2 from your tech tools, so that's an additional 2. I'm just going to let you factor those in.
Yeah.
And I'll say that
That's going to be on me to remember.
Yeah, I was going to say that generally for all of you, if there's something that's specific to your sheet, because I don't know your character sheets at all, if I don't say it, either just tell me that you're adding it or just add it. It might be helpful for like those watching and listening at home if you do declare like, oh, and I have like these tools which gives me this, or like my camo cloak does this. But I won't be able to factor those in for you. So please keep in mind that my word isn't law on these. It's just what I know from where I'm sitting, and then feel free to jump in. Also, one of the nice things about Genesis is because it is a collective storytelling system, if you think there's something I'm missing or that I'm missing for someone else's check, please feel free to volunteer that. We did this a lot on Star Wars, but we haven't really done it here yet. So it'd be things like, if I've described you in a horrible sandstorm, and I'm like, yeah, okay, so you line up the sniper shot, one of you can be like, actually, we're in a sandstorm. I feel like it would be harder. I'd be like, oh, fuck, you're absolutely correct. I forgot about that. Because Ripley was on fire or something. I don't know.
Tyler, you do have your utility arm, which counts as whatever kind of tools you need. So that would also, I believe, add 1 blue for this.
That whole, I think, description contributes to the +2 as I understand it.
Dope.
+2 tech use. I always have tools needed to repair, modify, or manipulate machinery.
Yep.
Great. I will add a story point because I think the Inquisitor may not be entirely focused on getting Acri out, but he is very focused on preserving all the bits, which means he's being very careful in his assistance.
Also, admittedly, like, you've probably had to do, like, particularly back in the academy, you likely had to do rough patch jobs and that sort of thing. Like, this isn't outside the realm. It's like, honestly, it's like, to some extent, it's fixing a car, but you're not trying to fix it, you're just trying to take it apart. So it's like, I don't know what this is, but I know how to take it off. Crank, 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 crank. In the bucket.
Yeah.
Lyric, what do you think you're doing during this?
Honestly, this is probably like I'm literally preparing like my leg, because my leg's not healed, right?
Yeah.
Like I've just braced it. So I think this is like, fuck, we gotta go through jungle. I'm not prepared for this. Like, I've lived in like a city on like, you know, even ground for a long time. So
we have been traveling for a week through space, so I think some work might have been done for you.
Well, as we previously discussed, you're able to make like a decent brace. It's not head on, and you've got your I always forget, Laszlo, sort of walking stick or cane. So you're more mobile. Like I think that the way to think of this for kind of the purposes of our survival adventure we're about to go on is like it's going to be stiff leg action. You can't really bend the knee.
Yeah.
So you're not completely immobile in snow or anything else. It's just more of it's going to be a hindrance for you until you can get proper medical support. Also, I will say, Valentine, on the map and the schematics you downloaded, there are a number of sites along the way that have been listed. There's like the visitor center. There's like, you know, the garage, the machine paddock. Like those sorts of things are on your map. It's kind of hard to tell where you landed because obviously this map is oriented to the starport, such as it was. But there will be places along the way likely to find supplies, and if this is a tourist destination and there is like a visitor center, there will definitely be medical in there. You don't know what the state of it will be. It could be snowed in, but at least there should be
something. Yeah, and we can orient ourselves once we find one of the buildings.
I guess. Well, I just want to like make clear that you're not just going through pure jungle from here to the starport. It's like you're traveling through the park.
Cool,
because that's how adventures work.
Sorry, I just want to clarify. Ryan, you mentioned using a story point. Is that for your roll? Are you rolling or?
No, I'm adding it to yours.
Okay.
This is so for mentally in terms of how these Genesis rolls often work. And I know like those of you who played Star Wars on our other show know this, but generally the way I like to think of these is like rather than say a D&D where it's like, oh, like I'm rolling to help. It's like one person does the check, and if other people are helping, we add the dice, and then like from a story perspective, I do really want. It's not like, okay, well, I'll just sit back and like Alto will do it. It's like that blue dice is Valentine, like unscrewing things and helping and doing that, just so that mentally we have the same picture of kind of what this action is. It's not like A Beautiful Mind where just you're the only one doing stuff. Everyone's kind of helping out as they can.
Got it. Okay. In that case, I'm turning that into my dice pool. I'm ready to roll.
Have at it, sir.
Okay. Ooh, those purple dice came up really bad, but thanks to the boost, we come away with 4 successes.
Oh shit! All right, good
Nice.
work. So it's I think. Sorry, my coffee is full of grinds. That is gross. That's a gross way to end my day. As I chew my way through my coffee. Alto, I think where the danger and the challenge really came up is taking apart machines is something you've done a ton of. Taking apart organic threaded machines is a whole new space.
Yeah.
Where you can, I think you're actually starting to pick it up pretty quickly. Having augments yourself, and also like augments are common enough of various sorts in Imperium. You're I think just by intuition and experience starting to get like the I see, okay, yeah, this is a biofilter, right, he needs this, otherwise his brain would die. Great, okay, well, if I can reroute that. Inquisitor who happily has this, particularly with his own eyes and with Eugene, compact, I think like a small carry-on almost of Acri. Granted, it's like built of his ribcage and his head, small enough that you can kind of one-hand it or sling it over your shoulder. And that bag, we'll say, also has like a lot of key components. I think particularly what you're looking for is a combination of incredibly useful, so like bolts, fasteners, that sort of thing, fresh tubing if there's any of that, and a mix of like incredibly rare components like power cells and processors and all the.
Well, I will see you guys later. I have arrived at my destination, so goodbye.